We're going to be there in a minute.
All right, so we're back, gang. Sorry for the late start here. I don't know where I was at. So we're getting started with the second draw of the second day here at the MOPAC Regional Playdowns for Club Nationals, the Road to Fargo. So what we're going to look at today is our second draw. We've got on sheet A, Markowski versus McBride. On sheet B, Garfinkel versus Nowlan. Sheet C, Huntress versus Johansson, and Avery versus Naso. So you'll notice that we have both the men and the women on the ice again for the second draw of the day. We're going to start out on sheet A. We're going to try to make it to all the sheets for at least one end. That way we can see the action. We know that there's folks tuning in at home. So we'll also try to make everybody happy and show you what you want to see there. Let's start off by telling you who's playing on which team here. So on Team Markowski, I didn't ask who took the ice, so let's just give you all the players because the alternates are important too, right? So we've got Brian Feldman, Dan Stefani, Evan Elliott, Brian Proud, and of course Skip David Markowski. Joining us from Orange County Curling Club with Team McBride, we've got Joel Calhoun, John Tryon, Ryan Hardy, and Justin McBride.
And this one, I know in our last broadcast, I guess is the word we'd use there, we talked about coming in with standings, and I will tell you this opening game, or the second game on sheet A here with Markowski and McBride, is a pretty important one. They are both 3-1 so far in pool play, so the winner of this one's going to take a commanding lead as they replace the guard. They bumped out a free guard, so putting that back just in front of the house.
Thanks for joining us again. So you've got Corey and Cassie here, local Coyotes curlers. Definitely not professionals. We're volunteers, so we're worth what we're paid. We'll be helping you through this, giving you a little color commentary along with what's happening in the games. Corey mentioned the standings. For those of you that don't know me, not good with computers, so I took a quick picture of the board out there. Can't even get my phone to work, for Pete's sakes. So in Pool A, looks like Team Smoltz is 5-0, so that's making the families at home from Team Smoltz very happy. So they're the leaders there in Pool A. Pool B, like we've heard, or maybe you haven't heard yet, we've got a tie so far of Johansson Huntress. Both 3-1. Both are on the ice currently against each other. That's on sheet C, so we'll be getting over there at some point so you can see that. Big deal over there. Pool C also has a tie between McBride and Markowski. So again, these two matches pretty important as they will determine quite a bit from here. Pool D, the leader there is Gallagher with 4 wins, 1 loss. So the leader there. As far as the women's standings, this is only the third game for the women, so it's still really anybody's ball game. It looks like Smith is off to the strongest start with a 2-0 so far. If you want the current standings and don't like listening to me, totally understand it, you can go over to bondspieler.com. We're going to have live scoring updates, as well as if you go to the top and you click on pools, you can drop down and see A through D of the men's pools, as well as the women's pool.
It looks like we mentioned the Markowski lineup. Looks like Dan is not on the ice today. He's helping us out. He gave us the lineup there.
So we've got Brian Feldman, Evan Elliott, Brian Proud, and Markowski playing this morning. Thanks, Dan. If you tuned in early this morning, bless your heart for being up, or if you were with us last night, thanks for tolerating the shenanigans with me and Ryan. We decided to scrap the bios. We're having a little more fun with this. We're asking the friends and family and the stalkers, as Ryan would say, at home, tell us the fun facts about their loved ones, family members, or people they're currently stalking. So let's keep it PG or G rated, but let us know what some interesting fun facts about the folks at home. Corey, why don't you kick us off? Tell us an interesting fun fact about yourself, would you?
Fun fact about me, I don't know. Nothing really to know. I was just going to add to that when you said tell us some fun facts. You know, if you want to tell us something that maybe isn't true, we'll read that too. So,
yeah.
Let us know. Make it funny, but again, keep it
family friendly.
13-ish.
There's
maybe
kids.
PG
No,
11
PG.
to 12.
There's kids tuning in.
All right.
There's kids tuning in, Corey. Let's keep it clean.
Fair enough.
All right. And again, we can play the true-false game. You can make up something astronomical. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And we can guess whether it's true or not. So really, Corey, no fun facts about you?
I'll come up with one.
Okay.
We'll have one later.
Takes you that long to come up with something fun?
There aren't a lot of fun things about me.
I've only known you, a short while, maybe less than a year. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
A quick agreement there would have been...
You're a fun guy, Corey.
Could have been troubling.
I mean, let's
I
be
have my
honest.
moments.
We've got 10 more hours in this little hot box together, so... Good news is we're up to 4 fans.
Yeah.
I have to say the airflow a lot better in here.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
It's not as unbearable for sure.
No. So shots away for Team McBride.
Markowski with an early rock on the button there, with a little bit of cover, but still looks like there's a path to it.
Looks like Team McBride found that path quite nicely. They're going to come back.
Nice shot. Gets enough of a push to keep them in shot rock position. And it does look like McBride, if I'm counting the rocks right, is going to throw the last one.
Yep, they do have hammer here. So for those of you that aren't aware, the hammer situation normally done with a coin toss in usual competition, like bonspiels, league nights, whatnot. Here it's determined by the last shot draw. So each team has to throw 2 draws to the button, one in turn, one out turn, or sorry, clockwise and counterclockwise. 2 different folks on the team. Everybody has to do it at least once in the weekend. And we measure those. Whoever's closest gets hammer. We actually, just so you know, fun fact, over on Nowlan Garfinkel, there was a tie there, so they actually had to go to coin toss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see who won the coin toss.
Classic coin toss.
Yeah. I didn't realize we had started. A little distracted.
We'll figure out who won the coin toss as we go over there later on, or at that point it may not matter. We'll see how it's playing out.
Again, we're going to try to give everyone equal airtime this morning as much as we can. We try to go to the interesting games, or the ones that we know are determining pool leaders and whatnot, but we know this is only the 3rd draw for the ladies, so we do want to make sure that we see some of that. Both Garfinkel and Nowlan had the late draw last night, so they were here pretty late. We didn't get off the ice till about 11:30. Back here for the 10:30 draw.
You guys are better than me. I was out of here before 11:30. Apologies for that, but good they didn't have to turn around at 7:30. But I'm sure this is not. I mean, it's tough. I won't say it's not ideal because it's not bad, but it's tough certainly.
I'm sitting in this chair and it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we've got Brian and David talking over the shot. Looks like they've settled in with what they like here.
First skip stone of the first end here coming up.
Shots away here. Looks like we're going to rack on those front guards, which is, what they're there for.
Gets on a guard and runs into the house, but still yellow with the top rock here, shot rock. Just touching the button. And with the hammer, so we'll try to turn this into into at least a couple, but if they can get that red one out, could turn it into a pretty big end.
Looks like that's what Ryan and Justin are looking at here. So if they nose hit that front yellow guard that runs straight back into theirs, it should chip out that red one, keep the shooter, so then you're looking at sitting 3.
Yep.
Be
With
great
just
to
a
get up
couple
by
rocks to go,
3
yeah.
in the end. First end, yeah. Again, tied in the pool, so this is pretty important for both teams here. Every game's important. What am I saying, Corey?
Yes.
Come on.
Every game is important, especially now for these two, and
Where's my head
any
at?
advantage would be great. So let's see how this one plays out. First rock for McBride is away. Keeping the brooms off it for now, but it's going to wreck on the yellow guard. Slide back in though, and
Not what Justin was hoping for, unfortunately, but it does open it up. Possibly for his next shot.
uncovers
like
that yellow
Markowski
shot rock
seeing that.
for sure.
Yeah, Markowski's seeing that, so they're looking at what do they want to do here. What would you do, Corey?
Well, I think you got to go after that rock and try to get rid of it. Put yourself in a position to sit too, but you got to be careful because you certainly don't want to hit it back into your rock and lose that red one that's already there.
Good point. So looks like they might be talking about a possible freeze here. Let's see what happens. First game for both teams this morning. McBride again had the late draw last night. Markowski had the earlier draw, so I wonder if that's going to make the difference.
Could be an interesting thing to see. I know we luckily didn't have any, and I'm sure this was a scheduling plan. I know when they started the late draw even later than we had initially anticipated last night. I really hope none of these teams have to curl at 7:30. That'd be cruel. But 10:30 is still a little tough to negotiate, so we'll see if that has any impact.
Yeah, yesterday we got a little bit behind. There was a little Ice King snafu, but luckily our certified ice techs were on it, able to repair it, and we were only about 15 minutes behind. So thanks to all the teams and fans for their patience and sticking with us through all that. All right, front end sweeping hard here, trying to bring it in as far as I can. Front ring, not bad. Probably not quite what they were hoping for, but again, it takes away that shot Justin knows was there.
Certainly puts them in a good position to at least limit the damage to 1. Which, if you don't have the hammer, giving the other team 1 is not a bad outcome, particularly in the first end.
Better than giving them 3.
Absolutely.
So what are you thinking here? Hit and roll?
I think that's what he's looking to do.
All
He's
right.
trying to hit that red one and see if he can't get all the way back and get at least on the button for 2.
Now these outside shots, there's fresh pebble. We don't play these outside lanes very often, so Justin's going to have to compensate for that. But again, as we've mentioned, Justin pretty much owns every trophy from the Coyotes Curling Club. So he's pretty darn familiar with the ice, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's played here a lot, that's for sure, and, and had a lot of success. So.
Again, no one else I'd rather lose to in the championships than that Justin McBride.
There you go.
Nice hit, but not quite what he wanted, so McBride's going to get 1, it looks like, in the front. Oh, nope, sorry. Yep, 1. Alrighty. So we're going to move over to sheet B for a bit now. Again, trying to get everybody some airtime here. So this is the Garfinkel Nowlan game. Garfinkel joining us, of course, from the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. We've got 5 folks, so shout out at home if you know who's on the ice. I'll give you all the names because, again, the alternate, very important to the team. We've got Aaron Rode, Aaron McEnroe, Kate Mordarski, Vice Brianna Weldon, and skip Kate Garfinkel. On Team Nowlan, a Coyotes Curling Club team, let's see here. We've got Debbie Aubrey coming in as alternate today. We've got second Ashley Siggins, vice Megan Hewler, and skip Becky Nowlan. Many of the folks on Team Nowlan, this is their first playdowns. So they settled in pretty well yesterday after their first game went real well. Second game, not as well as they had hoped. So they're sitting 1-1 right now. Garfinkel.
Everybody's still in it. I know with fewer women's teams, we have just one 5-team pool.
Yeah.
Playing down the round robin, so everybody's still well in it. And of course, 2 of these ladies teams will move on to Fargo for the national tournament.
Right. Garfinkel currently 1-0. So this is their second game. So again, you got to wonder, does that affect things? You know, Team Nowlan, they've had 2 games. Are they a little bit tired? Garfinkel, they've had the 1 game. Do they have a little bit more energy? Both teams, hypothetically, air quotes, got to sleep in. Didn't have the 7:30 draw. You see all the friends and family out there in the warm room watching the games, cheering on their athletes. A little bit heavier than Team Nowlan probably wanted. It's going to stick around on the back ring, though.
So we saw the score on sheet A, of course, was 1-0, but we're going to get you some live scores here, some updates for each of the sheets after the first end in just a second.
And of course, if you're tuning in at home and you don't have access to the live feed, first of all, lucky you. Sorry about that. We're obnoxious, we know. But we do have this live scoring update on bonspieler.com. So as soon as those ends are finished, we try to get those updated as quickly as possible, thanks to our fabulous volunteers here at the Coyotes Curling Club. Again, a little bit heavier than we were probably hoping for on that last shot, but it looks like it's still biting on the back there, but it looks like Team Nowlan probably sitting 2 here if I had to hazard a guess. Still a lot of rocks to play, though.
And this direction on the sheet, as you mentioned in the first time we were out here this morning, Cassie, you said this one does play a little faster. As Cassie mentioned, the rocks are thirsty.
Yeah.
They are moving toward the bar here, so they want to get there a little more quickly.
Can you blame them?
Absolutely not. So they're a little heavy here early on.
So here's some live scoring updates. We saw sheet A, McBride took 1 over Markowski. On sheet B, we've got Nowlan up 3-0 over Garfinkel. Good start there for the ladies. On sheet C, Johansson is up 1-0 over Huntress. That's a Coyotes matchup there. And on sheet D, we've got Naso with 5 over Avery. Again, a great start. That's a big lead. We'll try to keep working our way through the sheets. We like to spend about an end on each one here at the beginning, and then from there we check out where's the closest game and or where are the most folks tuning in from. Jen, my favorite audience member. Again, I'm not biased, but love you, sweetie. Let's see if we can get that top camera back on sheet McBride for her. That's sheet A.
Sure.
We always want to make the OC fans happy. They're good peeps, our fans in the OC. See, more votes for McBride. They've got fans.
They've got
That's
big
gotta feel
following.
good. We were talking earlier that, you know, when the athletes, the curlers get off the ice here, they come into the warm room and they see bits of the live stream and they chat with their friends and family, stalkers, loved ones tuning in at home.
For some reason, they always seem to say nice things about us.
They're just
Puzzling.
They're just trying to get more airtime. That's all it is. Flattery gets you everywhere around here. But they're really excited to know that people are watching them, cheering them on. It just feels real good. Yeah, Jennifer, the first time somebody pointed out that the rocks were thirsty, that one stuck in my head, that whole uphill, downhill thing, north, south, whatever, it doesn't work. But I can appreciate a rock being thirsty.
Yeah.
Especially in the desert.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're just running right towards that Broken Broom Lounge. You'll see a lot of folks hanging out there in the warm room, but also at the bar. If you're in the area, come on down. Unless, of course, you don't want to be fully clothed, stay at your couch. Please. Sean rooting for the Aaron's with San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club, Team Garfinkel. Surprising, Corey. You know what? We've got more folks tuning in for the 10:30 draw than the 7:30.
It is. It's
Why is
interesting.
that?
It's a little more convenient, particularly for those in California. We appreciate you guys joining us. California team's going on a few sheets here, and a couple sheets anyway. And
what else are you doing at 7:30 on a Sunday?
yeah,
Curling.
well,
So
it's a better Sunday than most if you're curling at 7:30. I'll say.
Good shot from Team Nowlan. Took out that shot red rock there. We're going to lose both rocks on that one. Looks like Garfinkel's still sitting one. Hanging on the back there, so still opportunity.
He's still fairly open. Few shots just biting the outside ring, but getting to the second half of the end here.
Nothing he can't work around.
Right. Should try to fill it up a little bit.
Here comes a shot into view. We're going to rack on that front guard there. Couldn't quite get past it. That one's going to stay biting on that ring there, just on the tee line. Just on the edge of the 12-foot, though. Looks like Becky's saying, let's draw behind cover. Smart move. We like this call.
Yeah, good idea here, especially since even though they're way out there and it's still really early, those I think red's 1 and 2 here. Definitely want to cut that down.
Corey, you've mentioned you're a relatively new curler, so, you know, your team gets off to a good start, but you give up 3 in the first end, you're down by 3 already. How are you feeling?
Well, it's not ideal, certainly. You never want to give up, if you don't want to come out and give up more than 1 in that first end, but you have to keep in mind, too, and in this or any game, it's the first end, got a lot of time to go, and you don't have to get them all back now.
No.
I mean, yeah, it'd be great to get 3 back now, but you're still.
Got a lot
I think
of
your
rest
strategy
to
with
play.
the hammer is still 2.
Yep.
And if you get 2 here, I mean, you're right back in it and just play the game out. So.
Too early to change strategy here.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. See, you can't use that I'm new crap anymore. Oh, I don't know, because I play the front end. You don't lose games sitting in the booth.
No.
We've
You
been
never
over
miss a
this.
shot either. So
No.
and I've been
So far, we're both
fortunate.
shooting 100% this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. And I may be new, but I'm fortunate to be a member of the club here, and I've learned from some of the best. So.
Fun fact about Corey, never played on arena ice.
No.
What do you think about that, friends? Keep telling them there's some really great Bonspiels coming up this summer. It's good to get out, meet new people, see new things. Did you know that they have a beach in California?
I've heard that.
Yeah, so they have curling and ocean, in fact. Yeah. Becky making her way down the ice to make her shot. Looks like they're going for the draw again, I'm guessing.
I think so.
Didn't really see much of that discussion.
Different, less ice certainly than the last time they tried to draw behind that cover, but I would have to think that's the play again.
Some activity over there on sheet A. Team McBride taking out the rock. Looks like shooter just rolled off there, unfortunately. Still in play, but not on the rings from what I can see. But again, we've got a goofy angle. Here comes Becky's shot. Oh, see, I told you. Look here, Corey. Surf City Spiel coming up. It is technically where it's at. She is right here. So,
That's technically, huh?
Technically, yes. So did you know that they have live band karaoke?
That sounds like it could be a really fun time.
It's wildly entertaining. Yeah. Just ask my skip. He's all, we've got, semifinals in the morning. I was like, well, we've got fun right here. So, everybody makes choices.
Yes.
get out and visit our friends in Orange County, San Francisco, San Diego, Evergreen, Hollywood, wine country. So many options, Corey. Boise. So little time. Well, not.
We'll
Well,
see.
I mean, it's a whole
Lots
year.
of I got. I think a lot of curling to go. So as we
So where do you want to go for
move
your first
through-
Bonspiel, Corey?
Oh, I don't know. Wherever.
Well, you've done a few
whatever
here.
the option
I shouldn't
is.
call it your first one. Your first out-of-town Bonspiel.
Right. I don't know. I think when the option presents itself, wherever's fine with me. I can have a good time anywhere.
You are a good time.
Yeah,
I feel like fun chases you down.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of wrestles you to the ground a bit.
I try to run away from it. I do.
I see that about you. Me, on the other hand, you put up a fake fight. Just give in. All right. So we hit the guard up front again.
This is an interesting result. It looks as if that yellow shot that got pushed in may in fact be shot rock here.
The one just to the left of the center line?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, could be. Again, it's
Just
hard
got
with this angle.
Yeah, a little bump on the guard there and gave a little shove back, and it looks like it's probably in scoring position.
Jen says you're coming to Orange County for the Surf City Spiel. They're excited to have you.
Okay.
And I'm going to say,
When is this? I have to write this
amazing
down.
hosts and hostesses there. June 19th through the 21st. Why don't you put that in your phone now, Corey? Get a team, go hang out. It was seriously, great time.
Well, and
I'm just saying,
there's no better time to get the heck out of Arizona than June 19th
June?
through the 21st.
Yeah, I'm just saying we snuck in a little downtime, went laid on the beach for a couple hours, hung out with our friends from California. They do have beer there, Corey.
That's, well, you got me there.
If I'm not mistaken, they typically sometimes also have Fireball. Have you heard of Fireball, Corey? If you haven't,
Yes.
you'll learn quite a bit about it while you're there.
I enjoy Fireball now and again.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
You know it's banned in some countries.
Silly countries.
I know. It's like they take away all the good things just because they're bad. So nice shot there from Becky. Hit and roll to the button. Little Becky magic, as I used to call it. So now Team Garfinkel forced to try the raise.
Try to raise and take it out, I would think, right?
Yeah.
This will be the last rock of the end, so it gives her a chance to do something with it. But that's a great shot.
And I know
Put
for
a lot of pressure on.
the folks tuning at home are thinking right now, like, oh no, that means Corey and Cassie are changing cameras. Will they change the camera on sheet A? No, other than to get it to the right house. How about that?
You don't want to see him throw? I mean,
Well,
there's so much that happens
There's
there.
some really great deliveries. We love seeing our friends in the warm room wave to the warm room, but we want to see the action. And that's in the house typically. I mean, right now you got two guys just hanging out. It's exciting.
Hanging
never know
out
what
with a
could
yellow
happen.
rock.
All right. So here comes Kate's last shot of the end here in the Garfinkel-Nowlan matchup. Looks like it's tracking, but it's not going to hit it quite how they needed to. So it looks like Nowlan won in the second end. Again, we're going to get updates on all the scores here in just a moment. We got fabulous folks running those scores in. If this is your first time joining us, you may not know that Corey and I are pretty much sitting in a box with no windows. Well, there's one window, but it faces pretty much nothing, and it's behind us. So
Yes.
we do what we can, but we have lovely people running us scores. It's nice to have visitors. It's like a prison visit, really.
Yeah. So secluded from all that activity you saw in the warm room.
I'm an introvert. It's good for me. All right, so we're
I
going to
think
move
with
over to
that
sheet
and
C.
we'll go to sheet C for the battle of the 3-1 teams.
Yeah.
Both of these teams from the Coyotes Club and battling for supremacy. I believe they're in Pool C.
Actually, they're Pool B. They're
Pool
purple on
B.
my sheet.
Okay.
So in Team Huntress, we've got lead Jeff Baird, second Peter Philpott, vice Wayne Fleming, and Carol Huntress skipping. Fun fact about him, huge Packers fan. They play at 1 o'clock. I bet you knew that already because it's been talk around here.
I think he actually went away from the... I think he's wearing a Packers shirt today, so
He
matches
is.
the team color.
But broke uniform.
But wanted to show his support.
He's kind of a super fan.
Yes.
All right, bold move. So over on Team Johansson, we've got lead Tom Stokes, second Sean Tate, vice Mike Shaw, and skip Nils Johansson. And I did confirm I am pronouncing Nils' name correctly, both of them, in fact. Corey and I, not linguists, we're trying to get everybody's right, but if you tried to pronounce my name, it'd be tough too. Oh yeah, here's another fun one you should check out too, Corey, for your first out-of-state bound spiel. So Kenneth's telling you the 4th of July weekend, the Hollywood Blockbuster spiel. That is a fun one. Been to that a couple of times. They got the celebrity match.
Oh,
So it's kind of like at the pro-am of curling, if you will. It's a good
Well, that
time.
could be fun.
The photo booth, always some shenanery happening around there. Our friends in Hollywood are a lot of fun. And people dress in costume. I don't know if you know that about California. There's a lot of costumes. They bring it like I've never seen before. That was new to me moving from the Midwest. You curled in a uniform in the Midwest, but in the West it seems that uniforms can be costumes too.
Yes.
Right. Love that. And of course then there's the Crush with our friends in wine country. You know, I'm not going to try to name them all.
A lot going on.
It's pretty much the summer curling season on the
Yeah.
West Coast. What is this? Ah, free samples of homemade beer from
There you go.
local member Kent Grow. Kent's right, a little bitter, but not as bitter as this girl. I can handle this. Did you want a sip, Corey?
I would love to try
Some
it.
homemade beer. Don't take it all, champ. You can take a big man-sized gulp, though, if you'd like.
It's quite good.
First batch.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you
Usually have
call
made
this
a-
if we could name it ourselves?
I'm going to give it a name, trying to kind of figure out the style. I think it's probably a bit of a pale ale.
Tasty.
Very good. Yeah,
I like
very
it.
good.
Much better than the PBR I've been drinking. You go slow
So
burn
is
when you got to
everything.
drink all day.
Yeah.
You know?
I noticed that we have at the bar here, I think there's 4 or 5 rows of PBR, which...
Surprising.
Okay.
Well, here's the theory. Coming from Ascani, which for those of you that don't know, that's a Wisconsinite. Big drinkers, us Wisconsinites. Carol would high-five me on that
yeah.
one. So, if you're just going out for 1, 2, maybe 3 beers, you drink the good stuff. That's fine. When you're going all day like this, we started after the last draw. That was Corey's influence, by the way, maintaining my reputation. Whatever. It's like evening in Belgium, as we found out from Wayne earlier.
This is even top 10 early
Not even.
starts
It's
for me.
definitely not the earliest I've ever had. So, but if you're drinking all day, I mean, there's 2 options. You pace yourself, or you drink watery beer. We all know that my theory on fun is some fun is good, more fun is better. So we go watery beer.
I don't have as effective a strategy as that, unfortunately, but you know, people like what they like, and Pabst is selling the best.
It's crazy.
And people who don't like Pabst, personally,
Yeah. You know, it's not that I like it,
It's
Corey. It gets the job done.
yeah. But homebrew's always the best, so that's
Yeah, thumbs up to Kent,
Yeah.
right? Did you want more?
no. I'm
Okay, good.
Thank you.
I don't backwash. But I have had a cold. I wonder if Kent brought enough for everybody.
We ought to do something with that. I think there's a handful of club members. I've tried my hand at home brewing as well,
Oh,
a
yeah?
few batches before. So
How'd
we
that
should
turn out?
probably, get everybody together, make some beers, and see how that goes.
That sounds like a party. You know, I don't
I've
brew
had some good
myself,
ones.
but I definitely like sampling.
Yeah.
I don't have necessarily a discerning palate. I know what I like. So, and we all know I have opinions, and I'm very good at sharing them, in fact. So, I'd be happy to weigh in. That's one game I'd like to commentate. So, live scoring update over on Sheet A. we've still got McBride up 1-0 over Markowski. Sheet B, Nowlan up 4-0 over Garfinkel. Sheet C, we've got Johansson up 3-0 over Huntress. And sheet D, we've got Naso up 5-1 over Avery. Hey, Wayne's back, joining us from Belgium. We're just talking a little bit about beer here, Wayne. I bet you're drinking better stuff than us.
You're not the only one with cold ones now, Wayne.
Yeah,
so,
take that. And we got some homebrew action happening. And Jen, I agree with you. There is a fine line between a costume and a uniform when you're talking to Sue Cass, but I think she calls them uniforms. And I would have to agree.
As long as you can curl in it, it's a uniform, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get stuff on the ice.
Right.
We've learned that.
Right.
Sue Cassidy, also very good at bedazzling. I need to learn this skill because, I mean, what girl doesn't need a little sparkle?
It's a good skill to have, I would imagine.
I think so. I don't know what I would bedazzle first, I think is the big problem. I feel like I would get overwhelmed. What would you bedazzle first, Corey?
Well, I don't think I would ever do that, but so
somehow that doesn't surprise me.
What does it matter what's bedazzled first? I have a feeling once you develop the skill, everything's going to be anyways.
What if you bedazzled like a nice collar for your cat Butter Buddy, whatever his non-name is?
I
Would
don't
he
know
like that?
I don't know that he'd be into wearing a collar.
He's not into sparkles?
No, he stays inside, so.
Okay.
He doesn't like other people or other things. He's kind of...
Peas in a pod.
He's a weirdo.
Okay. Alright, so back to curling, because that's what we're here for. Looks like Huntress is currently sitting 1. Oh, spoke
but
too
he's going
soon.
to and with his own rock. That's
Yeah.
an unfortunate outcome there.
I always hate that. You know, it's not like he's trying to get this done in a hurry. He's got a few hours before the Packer game starts.
Sure.
So we got to agree, there's a lot happening over on sheet A with that McBride-Markowski game. It's hard to say. From this crazy angle, it could be 3 red. I don't want to jinx it.
It's a lot in the house there. So,
Yeah.
Busy end for sure.
Ryan would usually say a lot of granite up front, but we can say a lot of granite in the house.
Indeed, especially with the last end started out. I think it was still blank after 4 stones. So.
Yeah. What do you think the ABV is on Kent's stuff here, huh? Is this ruining my slow burn for the day?
No, I don't know. It depends on how he did it, but I've found with if you're sticking to kits and recipes and things like that, you're gonna have trouble getting over 5%.
So you're saying I'm in the clear?
I think you're okay for now.
Okay. We don't need any more rumors about, well, we won't say that online. Family-friendly show, Corey. Stop chuckling.
Hey, I was the one who tried to push the rating to PG 12 or 13, and
you're out of
having
control.
it. You weren't having it.
We've got kids tuning in. We do. Isaac's in the worm room listening. He's not even 1 yet. I don't think he's at like the language developmental stage necessarily yet, but we got to be careful.
Still don't want to influence that. It could be dangerous.
Are you calling me a bad influence?
That's not what I said.
Well, you could
explicitly.
have. I would say it. So Huntress again sitting shot, but we've got more rocks to play here.
Got a yellow one out there, and don't think he left his quite where he wanted it, but
we know Mike
it
Shaw
is shot
can
rock,
shoot.
and it is. I guess there's some backing there, but still a lot of rocks to play. And like you said, Mike certainly can shoot them. So.
Ryan and Justin lining up some angles over there on sheet A. Quite the discussion going on.
It's gonna be an interesting shot.
It is. Ooh, nice shot from Shaw there. Johansson now sitting 2.
So much for even a little bit of backing. Mike chips it out.
He's a pro. Love seeing the fans rooting for Team Markowski and Team McBride. We'll try to keep that camera there, mostly because, well, you guys showed up, so thanks for that. Wow, stuff moving around over there on sheet A. Joel's still in the way. out of the way, Joel. Looks like didn't move it enough. There's still a couple red in there.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for the McBride team there, as the rock went in, a lot of the ones squirting out of the house were yellow.
Mm-hmm. Ah, that's a new one, squirting out of the house. I like that, Corey. You should use that more. Do we quit our day jobs? Are we? No, we're not there yet.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure we're getting paid enough here, but
we're getting paid what we're worth.
Exactly.
Because we're volunteers. So Johansson chips Huntress's stone off the back ring there. Carroll settling in here. Getting ready to call another shot for Mike Shaw. He's saying draw behind this stuff.
Get in there. Got to get some points here.
Now it's Brian and David's turn to have a good discussion over there on sheet A. With all that in the house, there's a lot of crazy angles, a lot that can go right, a lot that could go wrong. Again, Corey and I, we're Switzerland. We're not rooting for anybody. We're just rooting for good curling. So excited to see how that all shakes out. We already know that Corey does take sides. Your favorite Dakota being the Southern Dakota.
Well, yes. And so far, I was asked to choose a favorite.
Well, I put you on the spot there, didn't I? Aw, Nick Sweet.
Told I answered too quickly, but
Nick says quit our day jobs.
I'm up for that. I think that the problem is I don't think we could do this regularly and actually get paid real money for it unless we were to move to Canada. I like Canada, don't get me wrong.
I do too. It gets cold there,
I don't
though.
want to live there.
Yeah, it gets cold there. And I feel like they probably have a good, three deep situation on their commentators.
It'd be tough to crack that rotation for sure.
We'd probably have to start with some lesser sport. How popular is Canadian football? Is that like our in, or do we go rugby? I don't know.
I think the CFL is fairly popular in Canada, and I feel like I know football. I know the field is bigger, but we could get in there pretty easily.
I feel like not many people watch it anyway, so I don't even understand. Like, the end zone's too long, the field's weird, I don't know.
It's wider, it's longer, and then, the end zone, I think, is 20 yards.
Bigger's not always better, they say.
What I like about the Canadian Football League, though, I have to say, is
the CFL, as they call it?
Yes, on the ball, they paint the white stripe all the way around. So when the quarterback throws it, it looks pretty cool with the white stripe spiral. I know in the NFL, no stripes on the ball. So.
Never really paid attention to that.
It's the little things, you know.
Again, we're keeping this PG. So many things I want to say. Oh, hockeys are in. I got to learn the rules to all of hockey. Jennifer, I usually just go hoping to see some fights, maybe a little hockey.
No.
I heard the main thing is just skate fast and hit things, sometimes the puck.
No, I think you want to hit the puck a lot because you're still trying to score points, score some goals. And I do have some hockey background myself. Growing up in the Northeast, I had...
What position did you play there, Corey?
I just played poorly, mostly.
Okay.
But my brothers were really good.
Okay.
And I did some officiating, so I got the rules down pretty well.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you've officiated, now you're commentating. What's your next step? Where do we go?
Moving to Canada and cracking the rotation,
to Canada,
right?
Indeed. Yeah.
Well, I will say, I don't think hockey is a lesser sport in Canada, but certainly there are more opportunities, I would bet, since everybody plays it all the time. Maybe show up at a local rink with a microphone and a recorder and just start chatting.
Just do some local airwave type stuff. Yeah. It could catch on. Wayne's also pointing out that the ball is bigger in Canada.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's an interesting fact.
Okay. So the field, the ball.
Pretty much everything's bigger in Canada.
Yeah.
Huh. Kind of like Texas.
I know that's the only place
they let... It's like the Texas
of
our continent, really.
It's the only place they ever let quarterbacks from Syracuse play quarterback is the CFL, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're from Syracuse, I'm gathering.
Grew up near there, yeah.
All right, good times. See? You're sharing some fun facts, Corey. The fans at home, they feel like they're getting to know you. Oh, seriously, with the hashtags, TJ, we don't get it. Do you know what hashtagging's about, Corey? Ryan and I were like, bah.
I'm the wrong guy for that.
Yeah.
I have done it jokingly, but I don't think I'm correct in my usage.
I've done it in conversation here this weekend, but other than that...
Is that when you're on the phone and you finish entering your passcode and you hit the hashtag button and then that enters what you're trying to do? That's all I know.
I don't know. See, I'm old enough that those are pounds to me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I think we just aged ourselves, Corey. It's cool. So everybody at home knows we're at least 28.
At least.
Correct.
Down to the last couple of stones here in the third end, and that was Neil's final stone. He's got 2 in the house here.
Possibility for the double here for Huntress.
Yeah, it looks like he may have 1 biting, so if he can get a double and leave the shooter in there, he might have 2.
Might have 2. Looks like they're going for it. A little discussion from Carolyn Wayne. A little plug for Carol, owner of the Sugar Bowl, best Sundays in town. This girl likes ice cream, just saying. Have you had his hot fudge sundaes?
I have not been there, actually.
Have you had the ice cream here at the club? He caters.
I don't think I have had any of the ice cream that he's brought in.
Corey, you're missing out. First time I said it, I was like, you've had 1 hot fudge sundae, you've had them all. Oh no. Oh no. Carol makes the best hot fudge sundaes.
Got to get out there, support the curling club members.
Well, in that case, are we having lunch at Pasta Brioni later?
We may as well.
We should.
Why not?
Team and
Mike
and Ashley Siggins both playing this weekend on different teams, of course.
Right.
Men's and women's
Ashley's on
represented.
sheet B right now, actually, with Team Nowlan. I know they were off to a hot start here. So Carol's shot has stopped. It looks like Niels is going to get another steal of 1.
Very nice.
As we move on to the 4th end. So
yeah, let's go over to sheet D again. We're keeping that top camera where it's at. We're just going to move it to the right end for our friends in the OC, who can't wait to have you come hang out for the Surf City Spiel, Corey.
yeah, I feel like I'm pretty committed to that at this point, huh?
It's a great spiel. I may
I'm
be
in.
going out again this year. Not sure yet. Got to see what the plans are. Really hope not to break a toe if I go again this year. We'll see. We'll see.
It's a reasonable strategy.
You know, some things are out of our control. So moving over to sheet D, we've got Naso versus Avery. Naso in the lead currently, so let me give you the lineup there. We've got Tatiana Keeling at lead, second Anna Byrne, Anna Ackridge also, PS there, vice Teresa Shaw, and then skip, of course, Caroline Naso. They're playing Team Avery, who is joining us from the Boise Curling Club. We've got 5 on the roster here, so again, I'm giving you all names because everybody's important on the team. We've got Erin Grun, Christine Bagwell, Marissa Avery Talbert, Vice Glenda Carr, and Rhiannon Avery. Ryan and I went out on a limb the other night and guessed that Rhiannon and Marissa, probably sisters. What would you say, Corey?
I think that's a reasonable,
Yeah.
a reasonable assumption.
And since our friends at home aren't chiming in with fun facts, let's throw it out here. I was talking with some members of Team Naso in the locker room. Did you know that Tatiana Keeling was a member of the Russian ballet?
I did not know that.
Prima ballerina, in fact.
Oh, very nice.
Could be true, could be false. For you to decide.
I'll go with true. I think, I bet that really helps on the curling sheet, too.
Yeah. I believe Anna also told me that she was once bit by a muskrat. Again, the truth of validity there, that's for the folks at home to determine.
What the heck is a muskrat? That sounds terrible.
You know, we had those in Wisconsin. They did quite a bit of damage to our retaining rock walls. We lived on the lake, so they would burrow in there, and then the rocks would fall, and erosion was a big issue. Yeah.
What does such a thing look like? I'm thinking like a groundhog or something.
Oh, looks okay. So actually, we're not going to watch sheet D. They're final. Team Naso apparently won 10-1 while we weren't looking.
Okay.
So sorry about that. Great game to the folks over there. Where do we want to go back to? Where's the closest game? So let's quick scoring update. Sheet A, we've got Markowski and McBride tied at 1. Sheet B, we've got Nowlan up 4-1 over Garfinkel. And on Sheet C, we've got Johansson up 4-0 over Huntress. I'm going to say Sheet A is the closest game.
We're going to hang on Sheet A here for a little bit,
I mean, I hate to be biased, but let's watch some OC action, and let's also root for our friends from the Wine Country Curling Club.
It's the closest game with the furthest away fan base, I think, at this point. So
yeah,
let's go with that.
All right, we got some CFL fans in the live chat. That's cool.
See, and you thought nobody watched it, huh?
Well, I don't.
I also thought nobody
I prefer
watched it,
American college football, I'll be honest. Big Badger fan, because, you know, Wisconsinite here. Cheering for the Packers today, because, again, I'm from Wisconsin, so you have to. Seahawks or Packers, Corey? Make the right choice.
Oh, I'm definitely pulling for the Packers.
All right.
I will never be confused for a Seahawks fan. I enjoyed them in the Steve Largent silver helmet days, but the USFL uniforms they're wearing now, no thanks. And Pete Carroll, no thanks.
I noticed that you're big on fashion, Corey. We've had this discussion this morning.
I don't know that I'd say big on fashion, but certainly a uniform's an important piece.
It is. So, love or hate the Oregon Ducks?
Honestly, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
I have to say,
depends
in
on
the semifinal game against Florida State, the green on green that they wore, I really love those helmets. When they wear head to toe yellow,
not a fan?
Not okay.
Does yellow make you angry like red does a bull?
I quite like yellow, actually.
Okay.
My college colors are green and yellow also. And
did you go to Green Bay?
It's an O.
Oh, okay.
No, I went to Oswego in Central New York.
Oh,
Oswego
of course.
State. So
that was my second guess.
We,
ooh, nice hit there from Team McBride. I've never heard of it, so I imagine it's not. Sorry.
That's all right.
Kind of Big Ten centric, unfortunately.
Nationally ranked hockey team.
Oh,
actually,
wow.
The last 5 years, been to the Division III Frozen Four.
And fun fact, you commentated the championship game.
I could have.
No
one would know because I think I was the only one watching it.
Right.
And we keep losing to teams from Wisconsin, actually, when we get to the tournament. So.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We kind of breed them there.
I think in the last 3 years we've been eliminated by Eau Claire, and last year we were eliminated by Stevens Point.
So that is
to heck with them.
sad. That's sad. Never went to either of those schools. UW lacrosse alumni here, but yeah. So nice takeout here from Team McBride. Gonna lose this shooter, so leaves Markowski sitting one out there on the edge of the 12-foot.
Interesting how these ends develop, given the last end with all the stones in the house, and the last end coming this way I think was blank. So still really early, lots of rocks to go, but just one in play right now.
So just taking a quick look at the women's standings here. I think that puts Naso 1-1, Avery 0-3. I think Nolan's 1-2. All right, I'm speaking too soon. I'm not going to say.
No, I think this is.
No,
yeah,
we're still in that game.
Third draw,
what am I doing?
Yeah.
Let's not predict the future when you're always wrong, Cassie. Love hearing the reactions in the warm room. They're a shot ahead of us. So you know something good's coming here soon.
Yeah, sounds like something good probably
hopefully we're on the right sheet.
I know we have the Coyote teams on B and C, and I think maybe a reaction to a shot that happened over there.
Should we maybe put the top camera over on that game? Would anybody hate us for that? I know we've got a lot of local folks here in the warm room, but since Corey and I can't see anything,
We're going to be greedy too.
yeah,
And
selfish. Oh, here's a quick view of the women's game first. So we've got Garfinkel Nowlan happening here. And then we'll go over to Huntress Johansson. Okay. Again, we're excited to have the ladies joining us as well. They joined us yesterday afternoon. So this is game 2 and 3 for some of the teams. Looks like Kate's just headed down the ice for her shot. Not sure which shots we're on, but definitely skipstones.
mm-hmm. And into skipstones, or just about into skipstones on sheet A here.
Mm-hmm.
But still just 2 in the house. That one red still hanging out in the 12-foot. And just got a yellow one now inside of it on the other side of the sheet into the 8. So looks like they're going to try to get rid of it, though. May not stay there for long. Nice thing is, I think with this camera on sheet B, and we can see the warm room, is if we are still behind that shot where we heard the reaction, because I know no one on the stream heard the reaction, maybe we can see it too, which would be fun.
Maybe we can tell which sheet they're watching. Everybody's kind of looking all over, though.
A lot going on in there. A lot of broomstacking after the first one. Some teams unfortunately eliminated. So changes the complexion of the day maybe for them.
Yeah. So, here's the thought, Corey. Some of the teams, they know they're out at this point, but they've still got games to play. What's your thought process going into those games?
I guess it ultimately depends. It probably shouldn't be situational, but I think you got to consider, if you're playing somebody who's still got something on the line, you got to bring your best effort. But it's also tough not to go to the bar and just
have a fun Sunday.
Make the sad feelings go away.
Right.
Yeah, but I know everybody's got one draw left, and for some it's.
My theory was always, and this is a little offensive, you might be down and out, but you still have a chance to poop in someone else's cereal.
True.
Meaning you can wear them down, make it harder for them, so that they really have to put in their best effort to win it all.
Right.
Call me spiteful, I guess, I don't know. But I do, on the flip side of the coin, have a greater tendency to go to the bar and drink my feelings. Or go to the buffet table and eat my feelings.
There you go.
Tomato, really.
Everybody's got their own tactics.
Everybody has feelings.
Sure.
Everybody hurts, I think is the way it goes.
I think REM taught us that, right?
Yeah.
And an annoyingly catchy, overly dramatic song.
Is it in your head now, too?
As were REM songs. Most of them, weren't they?
The majority, I would say. Yeah. As you can tell, there's only so much we can talk about in every game. 5 yesterday, 5 today, several on Friday. More yet to come tomorrow, in fact. We were informed that we get to be here at 7:30 tomorrow, regardless of the standings. We're excited for that. Hope you're tuning in with us. For those of you in California, that's 6:30, but it's a holiday. What else are you doing? Yeah. The parade doesn't start till 11:30, so you got plenty of time. Tune in.
Are there parades? I'd like to go see a parade.
Yeah, Scenic says everybody needs some competitive practice for nationals.
Absolutely.
That'll be fun to be tuning into nationals, seeing how the MOPAC folks fare.
Yes. Maybe that's our end. Maybe we could.
Maybe we broadcast for nationals.
Yeah, let's
they're
travel the road
be
to Fargo ourselves.
Serious and whatnot. And we just provide color.
I bet we can get press passes with our Coyotes name tags and dress up nice.
I think
Act
it's
like
all
we're
about
important.
Yeah, it's all about the confidence factor. So if we just go in there strutting like we own the joint, they're not going to know we don't. So why not? Fargo, here we come, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. From Wisconsin, I kind of talk like them anyway. They won't even notice the difference.
And then maybe North Dakota can try to become my favorite Dakota. Show me something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bold. Make them do the work.
Yeah.
Earn the privilege of being number one in Dakota in Corey's heart.
I don't know how valuable that is, but it's something.
What about the Carolinas? Do you have a favorite north or south there?
Not really.
Or Virginias? Do you have a favorite Virginia?
Oh, certainly not West Virginia. Not to offend anyone, but I'm not a big fan of the Mountaineers.
My favorite Virginia? Virginia Nagin, my grandma.
Ah. Makes sense. Good call.
Yeah. I didn't give you that option, but you would have loved her better anyway.
Oh, I'm sure.
So some action happening here with Nowlan Garfinkel. Megan's lining up the shot. Looks like they're trying to draw behind that guard. Are they going to make it past? Oh, not quite. A great effort by Becky Nowlan. So we got the question of how often have we said 90-degree office. The fun fact of the day, folks, we actually have 4 fans in here now. So it's actually helping. What is this computerish thing you're handing me? A printer cartridge? What do I do with this? I just stick it in the thing? Corey will figure it out.
Yeah.
Why do they give me any responsibility around here? It's in the computer?
I don't know that we've referenced a specific degree level, but certainly it's warm. I think you guys have heard us say that, and sorry, you're going to hear it more.
It's more comfortable than the last few days.
Now
See, you didn't plan ahead like I did. I dug through the summer clothes since we're in winter in Arizona, found the lightest shirt I could find. You, my friend, with the long sleeve waffle, like what was that? What was your thought process this morning as you were getting dressed? Besides, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan.
I don't do a lot of thinking outside of I'm a Buffalo Bills fan.
It was really hard to get dressed at about 6 a.m. this morning, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I set it out the night before so I could just dive into it post getting ready.
Talk myself into getting up and getting started, that's for sure.
So Jennifer Gamboa has given us a tip that Fargo Brewing Company has an 8-ender beer. So you know that they're probably curling fans. Well, now I
definitely want to go.
We should go there. We should go there. So here's the plan, as Ryan would say. We pack our bags, we go to Fargo, we pretend we're cool beans, and we go in there, we commentate some games, we drink some 8-enders. We live to tell the tale. And we take the Waddingtons, because fun fact here, if you're ever in a bar fight, you want the Waddingtons on your side.
But I certainly will participate in the first part of it.
I haven't died yet. Let's switch that top camera over to the Huntress Johansson game. Whichever end has the most action. I'm guessing that's the far end since we're moving along, and I see the sweepers there hanging out. We'll be getting some live scores again soon. Be sure to be checking into bondspieler.com. It's probably where you're getting actual curling updates versus listening to us. Well, me for sure.
At least you get to see it here. So.
Yeah. You can... do they have the ability at home to mute?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you watch the YouTube feed, you can mute it.
Perfect. I highly recommend the muting option.
I won't take it personally, but don't tell me about it.
We won't even know. We don't even know. We just see that, when people stop watching, that number changes. I'm not offended.
And we got 23 now, including whomever's in the club watching, but we appreciate that.
Ryan and I were up over 30 last night for the, I believe it was the 7:30 draw. 6:30 draw. Sorry. I have no idea what time I've been here. No, sorry, well, like Nick. Sorry for the rumor. Nick's wondering, were the Waddingtons involved in a bar fight this weekend?
Oh,
no. Let's dispel
Not that
rumor.
We're aware.
So here's the scoop. We learned last night through the fun facts provided by those of you at home that one of the Waddingtons is a black belt. So Ryan actually, my fellow commentator yesterday, very nearly in a bar fight one time, and I was the one that had to have his back and pull him out of there. So we put him on the spot and said, in said situation, Ryan, if you were in a bar fight, who would you want to have your back? Would it be Cassie, who was there and helped greatly, or the Waddingtons? And I didn't even give him a choice, black belt or the guy missing his 10th anniversary, because that takes guts too, right? Yeah. So Ryan chose the Waddingtons over me. But we could start the rumor. Good point, Jen. Let's start the rumor. So the Waddingtons last night were in a bar fight. I think they went out.
They were ripping up Tempe.
They tore up Mill.
Yeah.
Tore up Mill. Like, I think they just crawled their way along Mill. Every good story starts with one night when the Waddingtons were drunk at Rulabula. So that happened. And, yeah. But back to curling, because that's what we're here for. So it looks like Team McBride sitting 2 right now.
Didn't catch the score from the last end, but we're about to get that update for you, so we'll update that scoreboard and all the others just as soon as we get a chance.
Up top, Carol's calling for the draw behind the guards there. It would have been helpful if Carol's team was yellow since they're wearing yellow. Am I asking a lot?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, we all know that you gotta talk slow and use small words for me. So quick scoring update over on sheet A. Still tied at 1. We're keeping an eye there. Things getting interesting on the Garfinkel Nowlan sheet. Nowlan's still up 4-3. On sheet C, Johansson's up 6-0 over Huntress.
No.
So since nobody's coming in with fun facts, what other rumors do we want to start?
No.
Feel free to chime in with other things we should start.
Options.
Because everything you type and say on the internet is true.
Oh, that's without question.
So if we say it here, folks, it's real. So nice takeout there by Team Johansson. Oops, I'm a shot ahead, sorry. No, I'm good. All right, Carol's calling for the hit and roll. Back with McBride Markowski. McBride's still sitting 2.
Much like you guys are a little behind on the YouTube feed. I know you don't necessarily realize that, but we do.
Yeah.
As we look around the club, we have a few different cameras we're looking at. Some a little slower to refresh than others. So.
What's fun is we're delayed from the ice, and then the viewers at home are delayed from us. So
sorry, guys. We said live curling, but
2 minutes
exactly.
is 2 minutes.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're not being censored. In case you couldn't tell, so it's not an FCC thing.
I feel like we should be. I'm proud that I have not cussed on the air yet this weekend.
Huh?
I think that's huge for me.
We got another late draw tonight, so
yeah, there's still a chance, as well as tomorrow. I do spend a lot of alone time, so I can get that out. Very understanding folks here at the curling club. So nice draw there by Team Huntress. It's exposed, so Nils is calling for the hit there.
Got to the spot he wanted, though. See how this goes. I know Carol's got some work to do here. And a miss on the hit actually flashed the house. So Carol's Rock still sits on the button. He's going to try to protect it.
Yeah, Nick's well aware that there is no censor. It's a true story. It'd be good if there was, or at least a delay that we could, beep.
Might not be good if we knew that, though.
Yeah.
Could be.
It'd be a lot less stressful. I'm a little tense, trying to keep it clean for the folks at home, knowing that there's kids watching.
For those of you that curling rock.
I do have a stress rock. That's helping. For those of you that don't know me outside of the commentator hot box, big fan of cussing and dirty jokes. I guess that's my fun fact.
Yeah, well.
It's not really a fun fact since everybody knows it. I feel like you should share new information on those.
What else are you going to do at a curling club? You curl?
Drink beer, cuss and tell dirty jokes. Yeah, so there's that.
That's the sanctuary.
It is a safe place. But from time to time we do have visitors that bring children. Isaac, for instance, luckily not at the language developmental stage. Not quite one. Still the cutest OC Curling Club member. Okay, so we did get a correction on the Huntress Johansson score. It's 7-0 Johansson. Sorry for the confusion there. Oops. Opening the wrong browser here. So many buttons. Okay. So yeah, Bob Waddington is currently missing his 10th anniversary to curl. So again, we talked earlier about very supportive and understanding families when you're married to or with a curler. That happens. Does have the best wife ever. What are we thinking he's going to do? You know, our Cruz is saying owes her big time. What do you say would compensate for missing a 10th anniversary? That one's a milestone. Is that jewelry? Is that a vacation?
I don't know the rules, but you certainly have to. I'm sure he's got something big planned.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
We shouldn't ruin the surprise. Maybe we'll get him on air later, and well, we don't want to ruin the surprise. No, we can't do that. We're horrible. This is why they lock us in this little room. Good point, Jen. That's why I've been keeping it clean around here at the club. No cussing in front of Ryan's kid. Just makes me nervous.
So there's the shot that Niels was looking for. They got the run back, cleaned up that rock on the button, but left the other one there. So, Carroll's got his guard and one on the button. There's at least 3 more rocks to play for the red team.
Still time. So it turns out Bob took his wife out to dinner. Does that really make up for missing the 10?
If it does, the best wife ever is certainly confirmed.
You know,
but I don't think it does.
It's a stretch. I don't think so. We know they're going to make it to 15 and 20, so there's more milestones ahead for those kids, but I don't know.
Carry it over.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe you were talking earlier about a beach in a different country. That could be a plan.
I'm saying, you know, curling's cold. You got to warm up. If you already live by a beach, it's not as exciting. You need a different beach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe one where they bring the drinks to you, so you don't have to go fetch them yourself. That's always my favorite beach. All right, so Huntress still sitting 1 here. Needs to start staging the comeback.
Looks like we're moving into skip stones. Niels and Mike discussing the situation, and Niels is going to head down and take his first shot. Sheet A looks like we've got a pretty clean house again. Just 2 red ones on the outside of the 12-foot. And another one coming down and through.
So back over on sheet A with Markowski and McBride. Markowski's currently sitting 2. This is Justin's last shot. Is it hammer? Nope. Looks like there's 1 red sitting. Nope, that's last shot. Okay,
yep,
so Justin has hammer here.
Sheet B red
that's what I thought.
Yeah, he's
just hoping for anything beating those other 2 red ones. You want to get your 1 here. 2 would be great, but numerically impossible right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to raise that yellow one from the back line.
So
Sweepers are getting after it.
It looks like it's going to be just fine.
Nice shot, Justin. Great draw. All right. What other games do we still have out there? I want to make sure we're giving everybody some airtime here. Do you want to switch? Well, let's watch the last skip shots here.
Complete, I was going to move over to sheet B, where I think we're a little closer in the game.
It's amazing how connected we are, Corey. 3 hours in a box, and we're clicking.
I almost switched it a moment ago, but then I remember some people are not fans of abandoning an end, and I can't blame them there. Didn't give that much thought, so move over to B once this one finishes up, see how this plays out, see if Team Huntress can get back in this game a little bit.
I think you've been lying. I feel like you've been commentating forever. You've got this just dialed in.
I think it might be an Oswego thing. It might just come naturally because
Okay.
I'm a Laker. I don't know. It's
Or is it that you just watch a lot of sports and you know what you like
too
and what
much,
pisses you
probably. Yeah.
off? Is there such thing as too much
That's a heck of
in
a
most
shot
things
from
in
Nils
life?
there, getting that
Very
red one, pushing the red
nice.
one out.
Driving it up.
Well, you know, amongst our alumni, we do claim Steve Levy and Linda Cohn, both successful Sports Center anchors,
I'm glad
and
that you
Al
explained
Roker.
who people are. Oh, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today Show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's an Oswego Laker. He has a sandwich at the sub shop named after him. I've never eaten it because it looked like it would hurt.
What's on it?
Pretty much everything they have in the shop,
Huh.
from what I could tell.
Minus a kitchen sink.
Yeah.
It's hard to chew on. All right, Wayne settling in for Carol's next shot. We're in lead stones over on sheet A with Markowski and McBride. Oh, okay, so we've got another vote of how Bob can make this up. Jennifer saying a night alone. So I say Bob takes the kids and she gets a night to do whatever she wants. That would be, or are you saying
good.
date night for the two of them? I'm thinking I just want a night alone.
It's interesting that's where he went. I'm just saying.
Well,
the night alone.
I mean, I live alone.
Yeah.
I need that alone time. So between draws, don't tell anybody at home. I pretty much sneak out and find a place around the club where I can just be alone, which is weird, but normal for me. That's what us introverts need. All right. Oh, so unfortunately, Carol hits that front guard, leaving Nils the opportunity here.
Try to set himself up to score another multiple point end, which could just about put this one in the books.
The line is definitely there. It's got an open draw. Even if he... Oh, they're actually calling for a guard. Oh, yeah, because Carol's got hammer there, I'm sure. Back on sheet A, the end's getting set up there. We got a couple high guards for Team McBride. One in the back of the house, the parking lot, if you will, for Markowski.
So he's got another one headed back there as well. He's going to go all the way through there. So
See, Nick gets us. We need the alone time. This is good stuff. And now we're just
they lock us in the
calling out
room.
bad husbands on the live chat. This is entertaining. You know, the last few games we've had some really good interaction from the crowd.
Call him that.
No, we're not. We weren't calling anyone in specific.
Oh, okay.
There was just something about would someone, if they missed a 10-year anniversary, owe a wife more or less if she had a 45-minute drive each way with a 1-year-old to pick up an inebriated husband. That sounds like a hypothetical to me, Corey, not an actual situation.
Yeah, that's
Perhaps.
I can see it happening.
Nobody's
certainly.
pointing fingers or naming names. But again, I'm thinking alone time, maybe alone time on a beach.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sitting, I won't tell you where I was sitting, but there might be sand and sun, but no water involved. Yeah. Yeah. All right, you see Team Johansson lined up along the scoreboard there watching Carol's last shot.
He's trying to angle raise his red one, maybe take out the yellow one, see if he can't get a 2.
The shot's there, and I mean, I've played against Carol a number of times. He can do this stuff. Ooh, oh,
just
so close,
through,
and then he takes his own.
Gonna leave Nils 2.
2 or is that 3?
Oh, it might be 3.
It's got
Looks
that
like it is
front
3.
yellow one, and Nils has. So they're 3. Are they gonna?
It's not moving those the ones on the outside quite yet. Oh, now they're kicking away the red one
Yeah.
and picking
They're
them up.
good. So I think that takes it to 10. You see Wayne, Carol, and Jeff having the conversation while Peter's putting away some rocks. Looks like...
Let's play another end.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Bringing him home. Personally, I probably would have wanted to shake just to save myself. But again, we talked about...
Rock's got to come back anyway, right?
Rock's got to come back, and we talked about making it difficult for the folks that, as we said earlier, need practice for nationals, perhaps. We're going to have some scoring updates here for you in just a moment. We all know that Sheet A, McBride is up 2-1 over Markowski currently. Still a close game there. On Sheet B, we've got Garfinkel and Nowlan tied at 4. And we just saw Johansson get 3 again, so they're up 10-0 over Huntress. All right. Alright, some more folks weighing in saying, you know what, having a husband miss a 10th anniversary may be a bigger deal than the inebriated husband.
Well, I think that all depends. In this situation,
Yeah.
I don't think he's not deliberately skipping anything. I'm sure this was a discussion and there was an understanding. The inebriated husband one, I could see that being a difficult situation to navigate.
Right. But again, Bob's got some splaining to do.
Yeah, he's still got work to do, there's no question.
Dinner, not cutting the mustard.
Right.
We'll have a chat with Bob later. You know, I'm curious, maybe that was the decoy? We don't know. We don't want to ruin surprises, but we're hoping there's something bigger, maybe something better for the best, most understanding, and I hear gorgeous wife. So... So back watching on the top screen there, Nowlan and Garfinkel. Close game happening here. Again, we're trying to give everybody some airtime. We know there's a lot of folks wanting to see the Markowski-McBride matchup. We do too, because that's a big deal in the pool. We kind of feel like we know where things are headed with the Johansson-Huntress game. They're just playing that last end, I imagine.
Well, only in the 6th, but...
it's hard
short
to come back.
A 4 or a 5 in this one.
Have you ever seen an 8-ender, Corey?
I have not. I have not
me
seen
either.
an 8-ender. I've heard stories.
So true story. I had the chance to see one once. I won't tell you how old I was. It was back in the day. There was a little bonspiel in the club I grew up in Lodi, Wisconsin. And I was in the warm room enjoying some beverages with my teammates, and we were broom stacking with the team. And all of a sudden there was this big commotion, and by the time it trickled to the back of the warm room of what was going on, and I tried to stagger towards the viewing area, they had already cleared the rocks.
Oh.
Did not see the 8-under. I'm glad it wasn't against me, but it would have been cool to see in person. I've seen a couple 7s.
Never seen a 7 in person. I do recall seeing a 7 in the Olympics. I think it was it might have been 2010 in Vancouver. It may have been last year. I don't recall specifically, but I know the British women dropped a 7-ender on the American women. It was discouraging as a viewer and an American, but not entirely
but good curling.
Surprising. Yeah.
So Nick's asking, can we bring Bob in for an interview on the subject? You know what, Nick? I'm a huge fan of marriage and helping people stay married, in fact. So I'm going to say Bob's tied up right now and can't make it into the booth. Plus, I mean, we had like 6 people in here the other night. It got crowded. I'm a little claustrophobic. It gets hot.
It's really warm. Yeah, I don't know if we told you guys. But,
Bob could pass out. Maybe hit his head on the counter behind us for the pro shop. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I don't think that's probably the best idea.
High fives for us for making good choices.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen every day for me.
We'll see how that progresses throughout the day.
Yeah. But you know, it was fun having some folks in here. Maybe if people can brave the heat, if they're well hydrated, they've been drinking water. That should be a part of the screening process. There's a lot of water in Pabst Blue Ribbon. We'll see if we can get some folks in. It is. Did you know that if it weren't for beer, like with all the diseases in water, it would have wiped out the world centuries ago?
Beer
saved the world.
The greatest.
It's actually a show. Oh, see, Wayne's got your back. Eve Muirhead against USA.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would shake hands after 7 in a competition like that.
I think they played a couple more ends after that, but it wasn't long.
Yeah. Mentally, that's got to be tough. Becky looking to open up the house here. Take some stuff out over on Markowski McBride. Looks like McBride's currently sitting one, but we're calling for the takeout there, so we'll see. The fun thing, too, for those of you tuning in online and you think that all these cute things are a secret that you're typing, for those of you that haven't been here, we also have monitors by the Broken Broom Lounge, which is our bar, as well as one in the warm room behind the folks that are watching the ice. You can't really see it. Maybe in that upper corner there on that top screen, you see a little blue band there at the bottom. They can see our live chat, which is entertaining. I probably should have told the folks at home, maybe they're going to get shy now.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, we're not monitored. We're just keeping it clean for the kids. Lots going on in the McBride Markowski house there.
Yeah, little smile of rocks in the back of the house there. An interesting formation.
Yeah.
And red sitting 3 over on sheet P.
Yeah, Garfinkel looking strong here. Thought they were hoping for a guard. Looks like they might be a little bit heavy on the ladies' sheet there. Almost a free there. So now they're sitting 4. Not a bad place to be in. It definitely forces Becky to do some damage control here.
She's going to try to get some of those out, I think, there. And I believe, does she have the hammer in this end? Becky probably has it. I know they scored early.
I believe she does. Yes, she does. We're getting a shout out to the warm room. It says, "Hi, people drinking." Do you think it's early for some of the folks? It's almost noon.
Yeah.
I mean, we started early. Well, early's, relative, really. We're curlers. It's the desert. You have to stay hydrated.
Yeah. And we got Wayne from Belgium. We got to be pushing 7 o'clock in Belgium now, right?
Something like that. The other day we had Brian tuning in from Hiroshima. I love that Brian just found us randomly, though. Or, no, Wayne found us randomly. Brian was tuning in for a friend.
For curling. I didn't realize we had the
found
appropriate
us through
tags in there.
Some
so
Twitter thing linking to somewhere. So thanks for hashtagging. I don't think I've ever said that before. I don't know that I'll ever say it again.
I'm not really sure what it means, but thanks for doing it.
I know. Right. Thanks for having your 12-year-old tag stuff or whatever. Pound what?
Well, it looks like Becky was able to get one of those rocks out. Left a yellow one around, but I don't think it's anywhere near scoring.
It's not scoring, but it's hard to tell. No, it's not. So it's definitely behind coverage.
She's got a path to the button, though, depending on what happens here, so she can take her shot at 1. Again, a really interesting formation over on sheet A, too.
Lots of rocks in the
last
house.
rock went deep.
Watching this next one come in. They're sweeping it to the button. That looks good. So now, Corey, you're McBride here. Talking with Ryan. What are you thinking?
Well, you only have 1 rock to go, and he's going to throw one later. It looks like the yellow's 2 and 3. Anyway, with those shots in the back, so it looks like you maybe try to If you want to run that red one back and get rid of the red one in the middle,
Yeah.
I think they're talking about that. You can't really get it out of the house without hitting something, I wouldn't think.
Well, you go
but
the
you can
nose.
curl behind it if
Yeah.
you wanted, but it's going to be a tricky shot.
I don't know that I'd curl behind it. I like where Justin's
Yeah.
going. He's looking at the angles here. So you do the nose hit. You get the one, but again,
Yeah.
Markowski's got another shot here because it's going to rack on that back red one.
Yep.
You gotta play the angle, and you see Ryan saying that there a little bit.
If you leave your shooter right where the shot rock is now, or just about where the shot rock is, it's a really difficult draw behind it.
Yeah, you've really. If it were me, again, I don't lose games sitting here in this little hot box. I'd want to hit it pretty thin, split it out. I mean, hope to keep the shooter, but if not, it forces Markowski to draw, which, again, we've seen him just do that, so we know he's got it in him.
Forcing him to one is
not
a
a good
good
spot
outcome,
to be
too.
in. I'm glad I'm in here. It's warmer, even though I complain about the heat. So Wayne's telling us it was a link on Twitter from the Schenectady Curling Club. He's got to go now, so have fun, Wayne. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for finding us.
Yeah.
Who do we know in Schenectady? That's pretty sweet.
I don't know. Maybe some Coyotes curling fans. Maybe somebody's been out, or
Some MOPAC fans?
MOPAC fans.
I don't know.
Maybe we may have made it.
We like all our
An
fans.
appearance on Facebook. Check out the live feed.
Yeah. Follow us at what is it? So we've got the Facebook page, Coyotes Curling Club.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're on Twitter at Coyotes Curling. Something I don't tweet.
No.
I don't get the
If
kids.
we did, we'd know what the hashtags
We would hashtag.
were. But over my head.
Is there like Instagram? Do the kids still MySpace? I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure MySpace is no more.
I'm out of touch. I think there's a song about that too.
I don't know. I got a random email a couple weeks ago that an old college buddy of mine had posted something on my MySpace page, and I was like, I don't think such a thing
Do you
exists.
even remember the
No.
password?
No.
Right.
And I
you're
sent
like,
him a
"What's he
text message,
doing?"
and I was like, well, what are you doing?
Was he drunk?
No, he was baffled by it as well. I haven't been on that in decades. I was like, don't say decades. It makes us sound old. But
Right. Well, we're at least 28.
At least.
We've determined that.
It's weird. No, but I think long story short, I don't think the kids are doing MySpace these days.
They're definitely not. All right, Wayne's bookmarking us. Come back, Wayne. Sometimes we even broadcast league night if you just want to watch
You'll
curling.
see even random practices sometimes.
Yeah.
Practices and all our bonspiels tend to get up too. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, TJ let us know that MySpace is big with music.
Oh.
Is your friend a musician?
No.
Then there's no excuse.
I think it was. I don't think he did it on purpose. I
He's
really
just
don't know
a
how it
tool.
worked out. So.
Maybe he accidentally clicked on something. Maybe he was watching something he wasn't supposed to, and the lady walked in. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just on MySpace hanging out." Awkward.
Could be anything.
Just guessing. He's probably looking at pictures of kittens and puppies, and
Isn't that what the internet's for?
totally what it's for. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's great because I don't have a dog anymore, so it's great to see other pictures of puppies. Just, makes you feel good.
So it looks like
So I want to know
Markowski
what the
got
official
2.
score is over there on McBride.
I think it was
looked like
2
2.
red. Yeah. That's what we're going to go with until we get a different story.
Yeah, we won't update it on Bondspieler, but we're going to unofficially on the screen here. What other games do we have
I
going?
think over on sheet B, it looked like Garfinkel got 3 in the last end. I know Becky's last draw attempt came up a little short.
Wait, I can just click those buttons and it updates?
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, Lou, nobody shows me anything in this booth.
Oh, yeah. And of course, we can see the scoreboard, too, now that we're looking at that,
We can do that
side
as
of the
well.
ice. So that confirms the 3.
Yep.
But I promise I didn't cheat. I really counted the last time.
Yep.
So I haven't seen that in a while, actually. Garfinkel team just hogged a rock. It's one of my favorite tactics, especially going up towards the scoreboards.
Psychological strategy.
When I'm playing when I play the lead position, almost every time on the fresh pebble, my first rock is hogged. So.
Well, and we've talked about how straight and how keen the ice is here. It's very, very fast ice, and the teams are noticing that as well. However, it's really hard to throw a guard. It takes a lot of control. You slow down a lot. Sometimes you overcompensate that way.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked earlier about, most curling clubs, there's one direction that's faster than the other. We're running away from the bar here, so the rocks go slower because they really just want to stay at the bar.
Yeah.
They run quicker towards the bar. We've learned that.
Yeah, I think when I hog the rocks, I'm just doing them a favor. Keep
How
them close
so?
to where they want to be.
Right,
Yeah.
right. You tried to help them serve their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
True. Because that's where you want to be.
Right.
The bar.
Almost always.
Gets a little rowdy in there. I don't know. Sweeper's getting it after it there for Team Garfinkel. Nice guard there. Plugs up that hole a bit.
2 good guards on sheet A for the beginning of the 7th end.
Becky's saying another guard.
Getting confirmation on the 3-2 score we reported to you.
Yep, so 3-2 Markowski over McBride. Still a close game there. Garfinkel's up 7-4. We saw that. Oh, Huntress scored a point. So we got Johansson 10, Huntress 1.
And it looks like that result
Battling
is
back.
final.
That is final.
They shook on that one and called it. Got the rocks back to the bar side.
Well, where they belong. So we've just got the 2 games left. We're watching them both. I know we've got a lot of Nowlan fans here in the warm room, but I know we've also got a lot of McBride fans as well as Garfinkel fans online. So we're going to keep the cameras as they are, making everybody happy.
Trying to.
It's less work for us, so we're happy.
Yeah.
It's almost like we predicted
I might catch
this.
a quick nap since we got just the 2 games.
Make me talk to myself. I can
And all
do
your
it. It
internet
just gets
friends.
weird. And all my internet friends. Yeah. That's true. All 26 of my internet friends.
Look at that.
Right. It's not creepy or sad. That was actually a shiver. This is good. I like
weird.
that it's nice in here.
Direct flow from the fans?
No, there's just a lot of circulation going in here. It's pretty great. All right, Markowski calling for the draw. Guessing Becky's probably calling for the draw as well, so we're seeing draws simultaneously here.
That one looks like it's going to be a little heavy. That's going through on sheet B.
Yeah. Again, it was that outside ice. You tend to overcompensate. We know that we've been playing the center a lot on both sheets. Gets quite keen. The outside there, you hit the fresh pebble. You know it slows it down. So a lot of us tend to compensate for that. Sometimes we overcompensate just a little too much, unfortunately.
Doesn't take much to get it to the board, that's for sure.
No. Again, super fast ice. Morning, Sue. Glad you could rise and shine with us. We were talking about you and your fabulosity, your costumes, your bedazzling, your amazingness. Have you met Sue?
I don't know.
So, Sue, we've got Corey with us today. Sue's in the Orange County Club.
All right.
Corey has never been to a spiel outside of the Coyotes Curling Club, so Jen did some due diligence, twisted his arm. Not really, it didn't take much. Corey planning to make it out there for the Surf City spiel. I vouched for it and said, great time had by all. You should put a team together. It's a nice little road trip.
We can get that started,
Yeah. And you get to hang out with Sue and Jen and the gang. Hey, Sue.
So another draw attempt, it looks like, on sheet B for Team Nowlan, and that one is short of the house, so maybe pulling back a little too much after throwing it through. And now, as you guys were saying before, a lot of granite up front.
That's a ton of granite up front. You always like to have rocks in play. I know that that's a strategy of Becky's. Rocks in play. Trouble is, how do you get through this? And the angles are tough on a lot of them.
Yeah, you don't have a great way to run anything back either because it's so congested. At least from the angle we have.
Sue's pretty offended he haven't been to the Orange County. We're sending him your way, Sue. You school him. Maybe, if you're lucky, you get invited to the Starlight Lounge.
Maybe.
You don't know what that is.
No,
but,
I don't. Now I'm going to expect it.
There's so many. Don't expect anything.
I expect everything.
No, you can't expect things. You just need to be a nice guest while you're there, an ambassador to the club and the sport.
That's true. That's right.
You have some good curling. You drink a little Fireball, perhaps.
Just a little.
Bring your costume and your swim trunks. The beach is right there. I'm guessing you're a trunks guy, not the Speedo guy.
Not really a swimming on the beach guy.
All right,
it's
fair
not.
enough.
I have
fair skin.
Too much sunblock involved in that. So.
Yeah. Fair enough. So maybe you wear a hat, you go stand up paddle boarding.
Could do that.
Stretch out the shoulders after all the sweeping, maybe. Or you just stay at the bar and do some 12-ounce curls.
Yeah.
Can't lose there. You know, that's another seat I don't lose in, is the bar stool. Ooh, that is true.
Cleaning up the congestion a little bit on sheet A. Now
Sue's explaining to you that the Starlight Lounge, small room, big reputation. It's invite only, pal, so you be nice to Sue.
Oh, I will.
You gotta keep it classy.
That's my game.
It's hard to decide which sheet to watch. There's so much happening.
Still nothing in the house on sheet B, and I'm not sure how it's going to happen. But
I just want to see somebody throw like a wrecking ball at that.
I think that's Becky's plan here.
You know, I love when she does this. Let's see how it shakes out. Ooh, well, not the worst thing. I mean, worst thing would have been raising something red into the house. Definitely opens things up a bit.
At least the closest one is a yellow one. It's an interesting series of hits, but you might be able to get that one back.
Yeah. We'll see what she does on her next shot. Garfinkel's going down to throw. I don't know if Kate's going to try to draw here. It's good to see the lady smiling out there, having a good time. So Kate's shot coming in here. The sweepers are sweeping hard, but they're just going to leave it short of the house there. Another guard. Wow. That's a mess of stuff. You got to try to get something in the house here. So it looks like Becky's going to try the run back.
This will be the last rock.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Last rock, possibly. I mean, they were looking at the scoreboard. They might be thinking last end.
Do you want to take one here if you can run that one back? Because I don't think you can get more than one. Would you rather be 7-5 without the last rock, or would you like to play the 8 then down 3 with the last rock? 3's tough, but
you know what? I'm glad I'm in here.
Yeah.
I'd probably want the 1 to try to close the gap. Because you can still get 2 to tie.
Yeah.
Go to the extra end. That's always an option. Okay, looks like they're clearing the stones.
It's going to be
blank
short.
end.
Yeah.
Coming into the 8th end. Garfinkel up 7-4.
Let's turn this around so you get to see the end of this one.
Wow, we're almost up to 30 viewers now, Corey. This is almost like our evening draw last night at 6:30. I think that was our record viewers so far. Don't worry, folks. So if you're tuning in late and you're disappointed we're in the 7th and 8th ends on these sheets, the good news is there's still a lot more curling to come today. We've got a draw at 1:30, another one at 5:30, and another one at 8:30. Not to mention, we're here for you on the holiday. There's going to be curling starting at 7:30 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. That's 6:30 if you're on the coast, which, I mean, it's the holiday. You got several hours before the parade starts. You can tune in, hang out, chat along. What else would you be doing on a holiday? Watching some curling.
That's what I'm going to be doing, that's for sure. And
That's
of
what I'm
course,
doing.
all of these videos are uploaded to our YouTube channel as soon as we're done with them, so you can watch them anytime you like. Or
It's so much better
if
live.
you want to go back to the beginning, there's no question.
Right. I mean, Wayne tuned in all the way from Belgium because it was live curling. That's a big deal.
And I know you're no longer with us, Wayne, but I'm expecting that our later draws you'll be watching.
I imagine he will be.
In preparation for tomorrow's curling, because I know it's a little later for you.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Wayne's going to be like streaming that while he's at work? I don't know what he does there in Belgium for a living and whatnot. Maybe he just hangs out and watches curling all day. I don't know. That'd be a good life.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So if you're just hanging out on a Sunday, maybe you're just getting up, maybe, you've had a start to the day, you've gone to the farmer's market, you've gone to yoga, I don't know, maybe you're just hanging out reading the funnies in your PJs. Maybe you want to call some friends, get together, watch some curling, more MOPAC playdowns to come. The road to Fargo.
Road to Fargo, indeed.
Besides Steve Buscemi, what is Fargo known for? And curling.
It's cold, right?
It is cold.
Snows.
It snows.
Probably some ice fishing.
Ice fishing. So Nick's asking, what parade do I keep referencing? Nick, that would be the Martin Luther King Jr. parade.
Are there MLK parades?
There are MLK parades. So not far from here in Mesa, Arizona, there's a big MLK parade.
Good.
There may or may not be a local one near you. If there is, check it out. Good times. Who doesn't love a parade?
Come to Mesa.
Come to Mesa. Nick, it's about a 6-7 hour drive for you. Come on in. Leave now. You'll be here for,
Probably be here
the
for the
5:30 draw.
Get here for the late draws.
You gain an hour. You got tomorrow off, probably. If not, call in sick. There's curling.
Yep.
Nick, if you make
We'll
it
even
in,
bring you in the booth.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
we'll let you commentate a game. Me and Corey will take a break.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Bar's not far away.
No, we'll be right there in case you need us.
So that's a good shot on sheet A to get that yellow one out. It looks like it's possible.
4?
Markowski has 4 here.
Yeah.
McBride will be throwing the last stone with a decent path to 1, but
again,
any miss is going to cost him.
well, I've said this before, and I'll say it a billion times over. Justin pretty much owns this ice.
Yeah, he does.
Name is on every Coyotes trophy. He has a special room in his house that's hermetically sealed, that when he opens it, it's like, the lights come on, the smoke comes out, right? And it just houses his Coyotes trophies.
Looking for another one. This shot would be an important step there to him. Just got to get it full 8 foot. Anywhere in there will be fine. Which he's had this shot before, a similar shot in this game, and go in this direction. And like you said, it may as well be his ice. So.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't help build it. Jeez.
And he's actually heavy, though. And throws it right through the house. So that's 3 red and maybe 4.
Yeah. That's tough. Are they gonna measure? No. They're looking at stuff. We'll get the official scoring update here in just a moment, I'm sure, but it kind of looked like 4 to me. We don't want to switch to the scoreboard view to cheat, but it's got to be hard. You're coming into this 8th end. You've got the hammer. but now there's the bigger spread.
Yeah, 5 would not be a good... 5 down is not a great place to be, but it could happen.
Again, we're curling neutral. We're rooting for both teams, but, well, that's all I'm going to say. We're getting the official update here. If you're online, you can also go to bondspieler.com. We've got the official updates up there as well. You also can see the pools on there and how the folks are doing there in the standings. So if at the top of the screen, you just click on pools and you can see the men's pools A through D as well as the women's pools. So it looks like, yeah, it's now Markowski 6, McBride 2. Big N. So they ended up with the 3 there, not the 4 that we were wondering about. Keeps it a bit closer for our friend Justin. We're all friends.
First red rock was through the house, so...
I'm with you,
Plan
Weiner.
is just to be clean.
I had to grab the biter bar on that one. Checked it. Again, for those of you that don't know or haven't participated before, when you build a club like this or when you paint the rings, that's done by hand. So sometimes things are a bit off. And you want to measure these things just to be safe. Shoot, I'll measure them in league just to be that girl.
Yeah.
We know. TJ, whatever you're imagining the Starlight Lounge to be, better than that. Legendary, mythical, words like that don't begin to describe it. It's a great place. I know Corey's getting excited to go, aren't you, Corey?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't sound that way, as Cassie will probably point out, but looking forward to it.
You're kind of a mellow guy, though.
Yeah.
Which is good. It provides us balance. Like Ryan and I were both, running at 1,000,000 miles an hour. You're good balance for me. Yeah. Thanks for that, Corey.
I do what I can.
You do great. Keep it up. Again, we're worth what we're paid.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Most folks are just putting us on mute, so...
Yeah, our friends commenting are probably the only ones listening to us.
Well, that's because they actually know us and they think... I don't know what they think. Okay, there's clapping in the warm room. Okay,
So
probably for that.
Good shot on sheet B there.
For Team Nowlan.
Yeah, so they got 3 in the house. It looks like right now
Yeah.
sitting 3 on that shot.
They need it. They're staging their comeback here. Becky definitely a comeback team, always. So they could definitely tie it up here if they manage to keep those 3 in the house. There's still plenty of rocks, so heck, it's anybody's game still at this point. There's lots of yellow rocks in play. I know Becky always looks forward to seeing that.
Really nice shot. I think Red had one down near the 4-foot, and it was I think he ran it back and took it out and kept the shot in there. But this one is exposed. They're going for the top yellow rock there. Looks like 3rd shot right now.
Mm-hmm. Nice shot by Garfinkel. Taking out a couple of those yellow stones. Becky and Team Nowlan still sitting 1 yellow there. Again, more shots to come. Looks like a takeout over there. Missed all that. We got McBride sitting 1 over on sheet A. Calling for another guard, he says. Just so you know, we've got another draw coming up at 1:30, so we got a bit of a break in here. I don't know about you, Corey, but I smell a nap. And some lunch.
Yes.
Girls got to eat. We know I'm big on snacks and naps. So join us back at 1:30. We've got 2 more draws after that. We've got a 5:30 draw and an 8:30 draw. All those, of course, in local time, which is Mountain. Coming up at 1:30, we've got some more big games coming your way. We've got Waddington versus Cool. Again, if you're ever in a bar fight, you take the Waddingtons. We heard about the damage they did last night.
Mm-hmm.
Waddington versus Cool, Derby versus Horseman, Estabrooks versus Mendoza, and Hanson versus Patrick. Bop. I wonder if Team Patrick, if they're going to wear the shirts with squeakers, which is actually the name of the cat. We found out about that. Those, again, Really tripped out my vertigo. I saw Brian this morning. He's wearing this nice camo number with a bear. He didn't know the bear's name.
Yeah, I don't think the bear had a name yet.
I
I think you have to work on that.
Yeah, the other gentleman
Some
forgot
pretty
the
sweet
bear
sunglasses,
shirts.
so
The bear was wearing some nice aviators. So start thinking game. Maybe during the next next matchup, we'll have you, I don't know, a little competition to name the bear.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I like it.
If he can name the cat, we get to name the bear. So there it is. But again, still more shots to play here. Second draw of the game, or day. 11th draw of the MOPAC playdowns, men's and women's. Really just the third for the women's.
Lots of curling out here, yeah. This weekend.
What else would you do on a long weekend? Look at that warm room. All the curling fans. I'm definitely going to go hide.
a lot of people out there, that's for sure.
Soak up some vitamin D. Maybe grab some lunch. I don't know. Oh, wait. Or not, since we're back on at 1:30.
Yeah, it should be about an hour. We'll see you back.
Feel like, oh yeah. Huh. No. Jeff? We should start charging for outlets in this room.
Yeah.
It's a hot commodity around this curling club. Somebody actually brought in one of those power strips the other day. It's already full. Charging phones, running fans. There's a lot going on in here. Think we can figure out that guy's password and send some naughty text messages to friends and family?
It's probably only 4 digits.
We don't do that to Jeff. We love Jeff.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so here's good news. The Starlight Lounge recently received a noise ordinance violation. So you know that's a hoppin' joint with a good time.
Yes. I'm a walking noise ordinance violation, so this should be a good fit.
You're going to blend in. Corey, I don't know why you wouldn't go to the Surf
I
City
blend in
Spiel.
everywhere I go.
Did you put it in your calendar yet?
I did. It's
All right.
June 19th.
June 19th through the 21st. Again, I have no shame, so it's not even shameless plugs. It's plugs for whatever. If you have stuff coming up or things you want people to know about, throw that in the live feed. We'll read it out loud because we can read. Just helps us show off a bit.
Yes, we can read.
We have so many gifts and talents. So it looks like Team Nowlan numerically out. Megan walking towards Becky there to see what they want to do. Still going over here on Markowski and McBride. Markowski up 6-2.
Couple yellows in the house, but it looks like they've got the shot rock, but maybe not two. Trying to get that red one out.
Yeah. But they've got several in play, and a few more to go.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it interesting. Yep, the ladies are shaking hands over there on sheet B. Good game, ladies. We'll have more of the women's playdowns tonight on the 5:30 draw. So come hang out with us. Again, we're not doing team bios, mostly because I couldn't read it on my phone. But again, we can read. We'd rather hear fun facts from you. Real, made up, it doesn't matter. So start thinking. Jot some notes down. We've got draws at 1:30, 5:30, and 8:30 today. Again, those are all mountain time. Do the math yourself. I can read. I don't really do math so good. So well?
So well.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That was a joke, by
It
the way.
works. It works.
It does. We'll also try to get you some standings with our next one, but again, if you want that, you can get it yourself. Not to be rude. I didn't mean it to come that way. See, now you know. I can fit both feet in my mouth at once. So if you want the standings, you can go over to bondspieler.com. I'm just, teaching you to fish here.
Yeah.
On bondspieler.com, at the top of the page, you click on pools. You can see the standings for all the men's pools, A through D, as well as the women's pool. Keeping that updated.
So it looks like they're going to play a hit on these guards here and try to get Justin out of rocks.
Yeah.
So you can't run anything back and try to get 4. Try to get them both here. Can you get them both here?
You could. If you get the angle right, you split them both out, keep a shooter. Well, wait. Are you talking about the ones in the house?
No, those 2 at the top. I think
2 at the top, definitely.
Yeah. I think he's going to try
he's
to
trying
get
to
them
open
both.
it up.
Get rid of those rocks.
I was hoping that's what you meant.
He's going to lose 2, so.
That's a good hit. Getting down to the wire here. Again, trying to stay neutral. Trying.
Mm-hmm.
We're fans of both teams, obviously. Again, Justin's been out here several times. Most recently for the Fall Fiesta. Did you come up for the Fall Fiesta, Corey?
I was here for a little bit.
Here for a little bit, as in you saw the flamenco dancer, you had a good time?
I did.
That's good. What was that? Sorry.
Yeah, saw all that.
Saw the flamenco dancer?
I think I was in here doing one of the draws.
All right. In the booth?
Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate you for that. Definitely not a weekend I would have been commentating.
No.
Not only
you
was
were
I playing,
in that one, right?
I was playing in that one. Also, staying well hydrated that weekend
Indeed.
was a key. So, yeah, didn't see the flamenco dancer personally. Didn't make it to the banquet quite there. Yeah. All right, so here's Justin's first shot. Team Markowski will be throwing next. Justin looking to make good things happen. Ooh, just missed the run back there for the takeout. Still sitting shot, but again, we got to make up that 6-2 deficit here in the 8th end.
Just one more rock to throw when that guard might be a little too far away to try to take out a red one and move that rock into the house. Or both of his rocks. That one there and the one he's going to throw.
This is tricky. Markowski's in a good spot here. Doesn't want to mess with a good thing, so you see him throwing the intern at the wall there. Again, it runs real straight, but I'm going to say it'll hit the wall.
Yeah.
But a good strategy. Again, you don't want to mess anything up. All right, the boys are shaking hands. That game is final. So, second draw of the day comes to a close. Again, we'll get all the scores updated there on bondspieler.com. You can go there as well for the standings. Next draw will be 1:30 local time, so grab some snacks, a nap, some lunch, whatever feels good. Grab your friends. Bring them around the couch. We'll be back here. Let's see here. Scott, you're asking for the final over there on sheet B. Final there was Garfinkel 7, Nowlan 4. So a win by Garfinkel there. We'll be back here at 1:30 with you. We've got Waddington against Cool coming up. Again, two guys you definitely want in a bar fight, especially after last night's news. Derby versus Horseman, Estabrooks versus Mendoza, and Hanson Mbop versus Patrick. Again, we'll have the bear naming contest coming up with that draw. Again, grab your friends, come back with us. We'll see you back here at 1:30. Toodles.